All right, chat. So we back with another one. So last time we talked about my thoughts about the rank tower system inside of Guilty Gear Strive, and we pretty much gave some pros and cons as far as like how I feel about it now from when I felt about it when it first came out. I did like a month review, and now I'm doing a review now of it now that we had a lot more time with the actual system. But there's another good video out by a person named Gecko Square, I believe their name is, that talks about just overall the ranked systems inside of fighting games just being flawed. So I've never actually just thought about that, period. I'm very interested to see exactly what type of points they're going to bring up for this. Let's go and check it out and see what they got to say.
About ranked matchmaking. While playing any competitive game, there may come a time in which you want to have your skill as a player tested against other players who are better than you, instead of just beating on everyone you see without a semblance of challenge. The ideal way to do this without seeking out a specific challenge
Street Fighter,
is through the ranked mode. Unlike casual and player matches, ranked matchmaking is a mode in which the game attempts to put you against someone of similar skill.
Right.
This is based on a bunch of different things, but the one that is visible to the players is the rank you guys have.
Okay, quick question real quick for my people that play other games besides fighting games. Isn't there like a big conversation now where there are a group of people that don't like skill-based matchmaking in other genres? Like I believe like the mobile community and stuff, there's like a group of people that don't like skill-based matchmaking. Is that correct? Because I've been seeing a lot of that like circle around, and I don't know why. I would think you would want your matchmaking based on your skill level, right?
There's a lot more that goes into it depending on the game, with hidden values such as ELO, things such as win rate and the amount of games you guys have played, and if you're on a hot streak or you're getting your ass handed to you, those kind of things. A good ranked matchmaking system is able to dynamically adjust itself to give you matches that feel challenging but fair. So why do I look like this after
challenging but fair match
Tekken? Well, like everything in this genre that I love and the games that I put too many hours in, these systems aren't up to snuff. Let's go over how ranked
so what's wrong with
work
them
in most other games. Generally, most competitive games have placement matches that you need to play in order to get a starting rank.
A lot of games do that.
Between seasons or just be a one-time thing, but at some point you're going to have to play.
A lot of the square systems out of Arxis games are that with the white square.
Matches will depend on what rank you get, and then you'll be able to gain and lose whatever rank point your game has. The majority of fighting games just put you at 0 points and go, okay, buddy, start playing. I do have one question about this method.
What's wrong with that?
Why? Like, okay, let's look at this from 3 different perspectives. We have someone who's never played a fighting game before, someone who plays them pretty casually, and a competitive player who enters tournaments. Which of these 3 benefit from starting at the bottom of the rankings and having to make their way up?
Okay, to be fair though, when it comes to this, even if you're doing the ranking period or whatever, is the ranking period supposed to be a time where literally puts you up against anyone then? Like, what about that period? So either way, you're just gonna have to get your ass handed to you for a little bit. If it's a rank system where okay, you have to just beat lower level players for a little bit, or you gotta fight everybody, and then it's gonna put you inside of okay, you beat everybody we threw at you from bronze to platinum, so we're gonna put you in gold. We're gonna start you in gold or something like that. So you had to beat a couple of bronze players to get there. Either way, they had to test your level. So that would be a problem. Also, of course, the way it works out now, like you said, you start off in bronze. Well, a brand new game, even though it's new players, everybody got to start day, and they're not going to be there for long. You know, people, the top players, they're going to play that thing really fast. They're going to grind it almost the first day and get up to gold and platinum and stuff really, really fast. First day, second day. So they're not going to be there long. It's the inevitability of fighting games. You're going to get your butt handed to you at the very beginning, especially when a brand new game comes out and everybody is playing. It just happens. That's just the game. Everybody's on it. You don't know who is who. Everybody's a bronze level, and everybody got to start somewhere, and you just gotta, you gotta fight top player for your first match. But that's the beauty of fighting games too. Maybe not for the casuals, but especially if you are a person that wants to go to tournaments. The very unique thing, and the thing that people love about fighting games, because it comes from the arcade days, is the arcade aspect of it being, as long as you had your 25 or 50 cents, you could play the person next to you. Doesn't matter who they are or what their background is. It keeps that sort of feel inside of tournaments. It doesn't matter who you are. You come to the tournament, and your first match could be the Evo champion. Your first match could just be the Evo champion. Like, how crazy is that? A lot of other games, you don't even get those chances. You got to be on a team already. You got to be a certain ELO or a qualified special person or whatever to get into these invitationals and stuff. But in fighting games, you just show up, and your first match could just be the best player in the world. And that's crazy to think about. There's one of the coolest things about how this community is actually ran. And I think they want to just keep that aspect in that, and I think that's just really what people really love about them.
You'd probably think this easily benefits the person who's never played a fighting game before, but it doesn't even really help them. Let's say that it's launch day for a new fighting game.
Right, we were just talking about this.
You are now playing Street Fighter 6. This is your first ever fighting
Uh-oh.
game. You've learned the buttons, you can sometimes pull off on Hadouken, and you can do a basic 3-hit.
Oh, 3-hit combos? He ready.
You just want to get into a match and find out how the game feels to play against another player. You join ranked, and your first opponent is Daigo Umehara.
We were just talking about this. We just said this. But that is the beauty almost of like the tournament scene. Now, of course, if you're a casual, you're just starting, maybe you don't want that, but sometimes that is sort of the best. Like, oh my God, I gotta play the best player. You got a story to tell at least, bro. That's crazy. You got a story to tell. And it's not gonna happen that much. It's probably gonna happen for the first couple of days, and then that's it, right? Because you know the best players are going to level up really fast. It's gonna happen for a little bit, and then it's done. It happens to every game. That's just, I think that's just rank systems. Imagine taking a round off the best player. You really got a story to tell then.
The first few days when the game is most popular, the skill-based matchmaking
Bop
areas
song
of the game don't really take into account the skills of different players. It's just based matchmaking. So it's
based matchmaking, not skill-based, it's based.
Against literal gods of the game, but what about the gods of the game? Well, they're not really going to get anything from it either. If we keep talking about the start of the game, the first few days is dedicated to learning the ins and out of the game's systems and mechanics. They probably have some things that they want to test out and learn, so they will be able to do that against new players, right? Not really. I mean, they can definitely focus on execution and combos and stuff, but new players are going to find a way to deal with the mix that the top player might not have considered. They're probably just going to end up eating it for days. This is why a lot of top players actually fight each other when the game comes out, but if they decide to enter the rank pool, they're probably just going to have a very uneventful and boring session of the game. So what about the intermediate players? Well, they're probably going to have some extremely polarizing matches.
Yeah, they're going to be able to beat the easy players and then get bodied by the top players.
So they're probably not going to have the best time either. Most people playing competitive games enjoy having close games, and even the ones where they want to play the game at one-sided stomps can generally only play for a while before it...
Do fighting game players actually like to have close games? Let's be honest here, chat. Do they? Do fighting game players like to actually have close games? Or do they like to negate every option that their opponent has and then tell them to say, GG, shake my hand? Which one is it, chat? Is it GG, shake my hand? I negated all your options. You had no options. You had no hope. Or is it like, man, that was a close game, bro. Hey, let's run that again sometime. I'm gonna be honest, chat. They trying to bully. Come on, bro. They trying to, but nobody ain't trying to have no close matches. They trying to take they want the easy win. They want the money to work for them. They were tired of working for the money. Pick the top tier. GG's, no re. Let's stop acting like that's not how it truly is. Come on, chat. It's 2022. We can be honest here.
Hell, nowadays with the era of public beta tests, you need to capture it sometimes even earlier. Damn, your beta test is having problems online? Fuck, dude, bad game. I'm sorry, no bye. So the question now becomes, would placement matches fix this issue? Well,
no.
Yeah, mostly. There would still be uneven matches, but if the system works correctly, these matches should be front-loaded, so the players are sorted more accordingly and can get better matches. Some fighting games have the placement method already, like Battle for the Grid, and it works really well in that game. When I did my placements and finally got my rank, I was happy with where I landed, and it was only after I started fighting people above my rank that I felt like I needed to improve in order to keep up. It's not like fighting games don't have some unique concepts that also improve the...
So he thinks placement matches are going to be a thing that actually fixes the problem. I don't really agree with that, I don't think. Because I just talked about that. If you do placement matches, he just said it too, you're going to have some polarizing matches. It's going to have to put you against people that are like of your like skill levels, or they're going to have to put you against other people that are doing the placements or like slightly above that, probably in like bronze and stuff. And it's going to have to push you against some other players that are like pretty high in the bracket to see like, okay, are you really that, like, are you really that good? Like, they really got to test you out. And so you're probably going to get your ass handed to you by the players that are like at the top, and you may beat some of the other players, the middle players and stuff like that. So it may be some really polarized matchup. Either way, the problem is still there, that the lower level players are still going to get bullied in the equation. No matter what you do, the lower level players are going to get bullied by the unranked people who just come to the game and are actually a good player. And then they're going to get bullied by the players that are just coming into the game at the game start as well with a regular rank system and get bullied until they get to the top. Either way, they're going to have to take the heat. That is just fighting games. I don't think there's any way to avoid that, even if you do this type of system personally. Maybe you got something else to say. Let's check it out.
The rank experience, though. In Street Fighter 5, you have a 1 rank for your account, meaning that no matter what character you play, you're going to be playing people at that specific rank. Because of this, for losers like me who care about the shiny badge that they have next to their character, yes, I know it's silver, shut up, it discourages them from
shiny silver,
as they're going to be put in an environment where they're destined to lose points, which could lead to losing a rank. Tekken, on the other hand, has a rank for each character that you play, and when you hit a high rank on a character, all of the other characters you haven't played get boosted up to a lower but still high rank.
That is a very good system, though. I will say that. So not every game do this, but I think it's cool that this game Tekken has something like this. How like you have your rank, and some games just have rank. Like your rank is just your rank. But then there's some games that do individual character ranks, and then it's like, okay, this game was smart. Like, all right, bro, if you're a Tekken god, then of course we got to put you at a very high rank already, because clearly you don't need to be down here fighting first dans with your other character. If you made Tekken god with one character, you are clearly pretty strong in the game. You could probably pick up another character. Don't gotta fight these dudes, bro. So they thought about that, and actually every single time you level up your character, certain ranks you hit, they'll say, okay, now all your characters will start at a base of this when you play rank. That is a pretty good system, I'm not gonna lie. But not every fighting game utilizes a character by character rank system, so that is something that's not going to help every case. Yes.
So Celestial obviously has the best of the players in the game, as
of course,
easily just able to body anyone.
But you also have intermediate to high level players there. It's huge range.
Doing well in tournaments and friendlies with strong players. And then there's people like me. I only recently started playing Strive again. I mean recently. I got into Celestial by skimming the edge of the lobby, waiting for somebody to go on a setup, and if they had a lower number than mine, I'd fight them and completely avoid players who had a lot of levels or a fancy little aura.
Right, so you can definitely choose your battles when you're going in. A lot of people do that. Like, if you see a person that has Celestial Challenge and you are a high level, say if you're level 80 or 100 or something like that, and then you go in the cab with your 2K character, they're gonna be like, hell no, I'm not playing you, bro. I'm waiting to another dude that's doing his Celestial Challenge that's about the same level as me, and I'm gonna beat his ass. I'm not about to take this chance of fighting you. So you see, people definitely choose their matches when it comes to this, and that is definitely a flaw of the rank system outside of Guilty Gear Strive as well, that we actually didn't talk about in the last video, but it is definitely a flaw. We definitely did talk about a way you can actually manipulate the system, as far as if you have a friend that's already VIP, because they can't lose it, they could just sort of just get you in for free if you're doing a Celestial Challenge, which is another thing they never addressed yet either.
Second day of trying, I managed to get in. And if you've got some friends who are in Celestial or able to get to the challenge,
bro,
then you can just collude with them in order Is it cheap? Yes, of course it is. It's hella scummy, but you can do it. Once you're there, though, I really like Celestial. Being able to fight high-tier opponents whenever you like without worrying about losing any rank point is actually a really good feeling.
Yes.
Though I imagine it's not the best for actual pro players, as it seems that most of them are just trying to run sets against each other to
right.
And that's the main thing.
So he does bring up a good point, right? The Tekken system and the Guilty Gear Strive system is good for one good thing, really. And the thing is, basically, you can try out new characters without the fear of losing something. Once you hit VIP, there is nothing to really lose. You can only gain, right? You can only gain inside of Celestial. Pretty much when you try out new characters, like you said in Tekken, you don't have to worry about your rank still being Tekken, God, Prime, or whatever the highest rank in that game is. You don't have to worry about your character being that crazy rank anymore. You can just play a brand new character. Their rank will be set to a certain amount, and then you can play a character at that level of what they think your base skill level would be. So it sort of lowers it, so you can actually play people that aren't playing their main characters and you're trying to learn something new. There's really less things for you to worry about. You don't have to worry about losing your highest earned rank. So there's really nothing on the line for trying out a new character in that sort of fashion, or trying out a new character inside of Guilty Gear Strive, a Celestial floor. Those are really good things about that. It encourages people to try new things while still being able to play the rank system inside the game, because some games doesn't allow that. You pick a new character and you're platinum rank, you pick that new character, you're still platinum, you're gonna fight platinum players. It's like, dang, bro, I don't even know what I'm doing. I gotta still fight this. It's pretty intimidating to try new stuff when you got to do that. So you're forced to go to I guess the player matches and stuff like that. But then the player matches probably won't be of, I want to say, equal value as far as the skill level, maybe, because of how it try to rank you and stuff. So yeah, this is a pretty good system for that.
For most of us, we will just see that we are losing and there's no voice at the other end to help us.
You
We're
lose.
just left to try and figure it out.
GG's, no
The
re.
easiest way
Shake
to
my
improve
hand.
is with somebody you actually talk to who's knowledgeable about the game, not just some random on the internet with the elite gamer tag. If you want to test your skills, own some noobs, and don't really care about who you're playing, ranked is good for you. If you want to get better, go find a training partner and run the sets.
He makes some interesting points for sure, but there's also some points, obviously, like I stated before, I don't really agree with just because of how the rank system actually works. He's talking about like beating up on news. I think it's very inevitable that they're going to actually just have to lose until they get better at the game inside of the rank system. I don't think there's really no way to fix it. But obviously, that's what we're here for. So, of course, chat, what do you guys think about this? Let me know. I definitely want to hear what you guys think, chat. Do you think there is a way for us as a community or for these game companies to actually make a rank system that doesn't punish new players going into it at the beginning of a new game, as far as like how it works? Do you think there's a system that we haven't tried before that's in other games that will work very well for not punishing these players? Or do you just think this is the inevitability of how fighting games work? I definitely want to hear what you guys think. And of course, for my people on the YouTubes, what do you guys think about the system as well? Definitely let me know how you guys feel about all this, as far as anything I had to say, and of course what Gecko Squirrel had to say. I will put the link down in the description below, as always, when I do reaction videos like this, so you guys can check out the full video yourself. But yeah, let me know what you guys got to say about it. Definitely want to hear your thoughts. As always, like anything I had to say, drop me a like, I greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, follow my socials. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn notifications so you know the next video goes live. As always, my name is Dyken, and I'll see you next time. Signing out.